Welcome to Zanzibar. If you saw last week's video, we were enjoying our stay at the Azawa Resort and Spa, which was pretty fun if I must say. But we headed out of the resort to enjoy one of the many excursions on offer here in Zanzibar called the Spice Farm, Prison Island and Stone Town Tour. Stone Town is the crazy capital city of Zanzibar and you'll see why later on in the video.
Spice collection.
Ah, thank you. Yeah. Thank you very much. This is very pretty. Asante sana.
Asante sana. Squash banana. Don't say hapana. Cool like banana. Don't smoke marijuana.
You got a handbag.
I have a little baggie to collect spices.
How cool is that? He made that literally out of like banana leaves. So we've just arrived here at the Spice Farm where they're going to be giving us a tour of all the different types of spices and all the types of trees that are around here. We're quite excited to see exactly what this place is like, but it's basically just a farm by what we can see. So we're in the middle of someone's farm over here. We began to walk through the Spice Farm with our guide Abdul, who is basically just a local showing all the tourists the types of spices and how they are grown. It's amazing to see how many spices can be grown in such a small area. So we've been given another spice to smell and figure out.
It's actually got like a sweetish type of smell. I don't know what it is though.
It smells like pepper.
Yeah, that is the pepper.
It smells like black pepper.
You're gonna start sneezing soon.
Even though it's green.
Yeah.
What's that?
Oh.
Oh wow, how cool is that? Wow, how cool is that? It just closes.
What plant is that?
Mimosa.
Mimosa.
Yeah.
So that was the mimosa plant where as you touch it, it closes, which is quite cool. You're not used to seeing such things like close like that, but they do open again after about 2 hours. The trees around here are just so big.
Oh, and what is that?
Wow, do you hear that?
You see the hot sound? Ooh.
It sounds like a drum.
Yeah, it looks like there is nothing inside from the wood.
It's hollow.
Wow.
Yeah, it's hollow. Jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana, ati wageni mwakaribishwa Zanzibar yetu, hakuna matata, nchi ya kupendeza, hakuna matata. Karibuni wageni, hakuna matata, nchi yenye upendo, hakuna matata. Jambo, jambo bwana, habari gani? Mzuri sana, ati wageni mwakaribishwa Zanzibar yetu, hakuna matata, hakuna matata.
Hey Abdul!
Yes.
You need to get your own CD, hey?
Ah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Let them
Put it on for me.
Diamond necklace. Very expensive necklace in the
Asante
world.
sana. This is beautiful.
No, you just got a necklace.
Yeah, and a handbag to go with it.
After the lovely performance by our tour guide and me receiving more plant jewelry, we moved on where things got a little bit more interesting.
So here in Zanzibar, most of the people are Muslim, and because of that, not a lot of them actually drink alcohol. Oh, thank you, sweetie. So in order to give people like a slight buzz feeling or anything like that, they actually use nutmeg, which they put into the women's drinks, which they'll mainly do straight after a wedding in order to get the woman a little bit less shy, so that things can start happening in bed. But it's so weird that they can actually use nutmeg in order to create that instead of alcohol. At the end of the tour, they'll always try and sell you stuff. I think this is just for them in order to make money, because they do not charge you for any of these tours. So it's nice just to give them a little bit of something in order for them to make a living. I'm going to be a king now. Thank you.
Yeah.
I am now king. Hey, I got a tie as well.
Done.
And a hat that they've made from which leaf?
From the coconut leaf.
From the coconut leaves. It's a pretty cool tie though.
That's a really cool tie.
And the princess of Zanzibar.
Do I look cute?
You look so cute. Ooh, don't trip there. With our spice tour sadly at an end, we climbed back into the taxi and headed to Stone Town, where we'll be catching our very own ferry in order to go to Prison Island. So we have arrived here now in Stone Town, and we're going to be taking a boat towards Prison Island, straight after the spice farm. So we're quite keen to see how blue the water is and how clear it is, and what Prison Island is all about.
I'm excited, and I really hope that we are allowed to have a swim.
Jumbo, jumbo. We're on this little boat towards Prison Island, and this little boat is just made out of like wood. Almost seems like a self-made boat, but I'm surprised how it can actually handle the water. And it's so smooth, you'd expect it to be choppy, but it's not at all.
And the little boat doesn't seem that it can go very fast, but the island is just in front of us. I'd say about a 10-minute boat ride, and then we should be there.
So we have arrived at CHANGU Island.
Oh wow, look how massive these tortoises are.
That is a huge tortoise.
Right.
Cannot believe how many tortoises there are actually in here. There are so many. And just the size of them is just unbelievable. So it's kind of the first thing we did when stepping onto CHANGU Island, or also known as Prison Island. They brought us through where we paid about 10,000 shillings just in order to get into this park and feed the tortoises.
These tortoises first appeared on the island when the British governor of Seychelles gifted 4 tortoises to Zanzibar in the year 1919 in exchange for native flower plants. Since then, they have grown to over 100 tortoises.
Just almost the size of me if I had to climb into a ball, hey? Ooh, he's big, hey?
Yes.
It's giving him a massage so he can get up. You want food?
Nope, but the one behind you would like one.
Yeah, buddy. Oh, wow. Geesh. He does have quite a little pullback.
So this tortoise here is 132 years old, and they can live until about 300 years old. They are massive.
How do they feel?
Scaly. So Prison Island actually has 4 names for it. The first name, Prison Island, because it was actually built as a prison, but apparently it was never used as a prison itself. It then has Quarantine Island, because when there was a yellow fever breakout in Zanzibar, they used this island for the sick people to quarantine on. The third name for this island is KIBANDIKO, because it looks like a cowboy's hat from above. And the fourth name of the island is CHANGU, because apparently there are a lot of CHANGU fish around this island.
So 1923, the island ended quarantine, and they used this place. They use it for the guests, for the sick people.
For the sick people, hey? We are now standing in the area where it was used as the quarantine island for all the people to stay. So you can see over there is where all the rooms were, and even here behind me there's even more rooms.
And we're on, and now we're off to Stone Town. So we have just come back into Stone Town, where we are going to go and tour the town and look at all the heritage sites. And the first one is the old fort. So in the old fort, they have an amphitheater in the center where they do a lot of shows, but the old fort has turned into a little bit of a market.
So behind us is the field where all the prisoners used to play, and you can see also behind me there's also is where the guards used to be, but it does not seem like a place I'd like to be in.
After the fort, we began to walk around town in order to see more buildings like this.
So apparently this is called the House of Wonders because it is the first building in East Africa to have had water, electricity and an elevator. It was built in 1883, but it's since collapsed, so that's why they are restoring it. So maybe next time if we had to come here, we'd be able to see it.
So behind me is the Freddie Mercury Museum, which is super cool. This is where Freddie Mercury used to stay, as he was a Zanzibarian, if you can say it in that manner. But it's now a hotel, so we wish we could go inside, but unfortunately not. Unless you book it as a hotel, then you can stay there. Thank you, no thank you. No thank you. You're just getting attacked here by people on the streets trying to sell you everything. The roads are crazy, hey?
Crazy busy.
I think we're just trying to survive the chaos of the streets, actually. There's cars, people, cars, police.
Trying not to get run over when crossing the road.
This is crazy busy. We're walking through the middle of the main part of Zanzibar, and they have like shops on our right and on our left hand side, and everybody's trying to sell you something.
Yeah, and we're walking down this tiny little alley that's like only two people can fit in, so you have to always squish past one another.
Quite unique though. I've never experienced something like this, so it's quite cool.
I'm enjoying this quite a lot.
Okay, get out of the way. Yeah, driving where everyone's walking.
Yeah, gee whiz, almost got run over trying to open my chips.
Get out the way, get out the way. There they go again. Like, you just got to get out of the way immediately, otherwise they're just going to ride over you.
We're getting quite used to it now.
The minute you hear the sounds, you just move to the side. Here's another guy. Crazy. The electric scooter, that one. That one's less disruptive. It's not
Yeah,
so.
but I didn't hear it coming at all. I almost stood in front of it.
This building here is done so nicely. Got like little wood terraces, concrete, and some gardens growing on it, like little pot plants hanging.
It's in the middle of a little alley, such an old school building, but so well preserved too.
This is just crazy. I think we're in like one of the proper markets of Zanzibar where you can get all your fruit, your vegetables, your meat and everything. But as you can see on my left hand side, there's just people. On the right hand side, it's just busy as well. Wow, that was an experience. Not used to places like this. It's quite a cultural shock. But it's so busy. You know you're in Africa when you're experiencing places like this.
So you're really getting the true experience of being in Zanzibar when coming through to these markets. It's actually a really nice feeling. What's great about it is that I feel safe all the time. I don't feel threatened at all. It just gets really crowded. That's it. Local market, okay?
If you want to know why we're in these places, we're just following our tour guide. He's taking us through all these places. So that concludes our trip of the day, our crazy excursion on how it ended.
Apparently we only walked half of Stone Town, but I think we got the gist of it. And we're very hot now, so I think it's time to go home and shower.
Before this guy kills us.